There was a technological boom in the 19th century that helped to grow the industrial strength of the United States. During the 19th century, many immigrants moved to the United States, and because of this, they moved to cities like New York and Chicago where it was cheaper. They got jobs as unskilled laborers, like in mills and factories. In 1890, there was twice as many Irish residents in New York City as in Dublin, Ireland. America provided programs to immigrants for skills they needed to participate in the American democracy, but many immigrants did not wish to abandon their original traditions. Because of the invention of the steel plow, farming became more efficient and farming needed less laborers to work. This caused many of farmers to move into the cities.
In 1980 through 1910, about 200,000 African Americans moved to many northern and midwestern cities. Most of these cities were Chicago and Detroit to escape violence.
Blacks and white were often separated at these times.
For housing, they could either buy a house on the outskirts of town where they would face transportation problems, or rent cramped rooms in a boarding house in the central city.
A lot of people lived in tenements. These were overcrowded and unsanitary, and most of the time, these tenements turned into ghettos. Also, during this time, social stratification started playing a big role in cities. People organized into social classes by wealth, and you can see this in New York City, where there was groups of grand mansions, modest working class neighborhoods, and sprawling slums.
In 1867, New York passed many series of laws to improve the conditions. The laws set minimum standards for plumbing, safety, and ventilation in many apartments. However, landlords found creative ways to get around the new building requirements.
Innovations in transit were made, connecting neighborhoods to neighborhoods by transportation systems which could move large amounts of people.
Many cities also face the problem of supplying safe drinking water. Cities such as New York and Cleveland built public waterworks to handle the increasing demand. These residents had to collect water in pails from faucets on the streets and heat it for bathing. There was a clear need to improve water quality to control diseases such as cholera and typhoid fever.
Many cities were very unsanitary, with horse manure piling up on the streets. A lot of factories released smoke, and people dumped their trash into the streets. Crime was very abundant in cities like New York City. Many cops did not or could not keep the crime at bay. Many fires broke out across the cities because of most buildings made of wood. But after that, most cities were made out of brick and stone, and that helped to stop fires.